Hey, I'm Caleb May, also known as Riobux, and this is Fear Effects Sedna by Sushi, published by Square Enix. And this is a kind of unexpected kind of thing. I really didn't expect to see another Fear Effect game, because after the second one, I think they ran into some money problems, like the developer careened into the ocean, and it was a shame because Fear Effect had a lot of interesting things going on. It was the first game, from what I can tell, to use full video backgrounds. It was one of the it was a very interesting game how it used camera angles. Despite not actually being a proper horror game, it was kind of interesting how it blended Chinese mythology with a kind of Western atmosphere and approach, Like Fear Effect 1 started out you stumbling around like Tokyo streets and ended up you going literally to hell, and they're both really fantastic games, like Fear Effect 1 and 2, so I'm really excited to get to grips with Sedna, like the third one in the series. Anyway, so without further ado, let's jump into tutorial. From what I heard, this is just going to be first level, WASD, W&E, switch, use cursor, hold left click to attack. While attacking, your character will be able to run. Yeah, that's standard. When you move around, I mean, this is the unusual part about Fear Effects Sedna. Fear Effect 1 and 2 were these static camera angle action titles where you actively run around, you shoot things and so on. This is more isometric strategy, so it's a definite unique perspective on things, and what's nice about it is it kind of allows you to interact with more of the cast. It isn't just Hannah who always took the front seat in terms of Fear Effect. There's Glass as well, who also took front seat. Sometimes Deke, rarely, but now you've got those. You've got Rain. You've got new person that I'm sorry I completely forgot. He is completely new to the series, so that'll be interesting. Move around. Other characters will follow you and attack automatically when they feel threatened. If you're close enough to an enemy, your character will automatically switch to melee fight. Keep an eye on your ammo count. When it's empty, your character will need some time to reload. That's interesting. You can switch between primary, special skills, 1, 2, 3. Your character has special abilities. I'm sorry, I'm running through the tutorial, but I'm hoping that by me going through this tutorial, you'll get, people will know more about what this game's about. You'll be able to pause it and read this and be like, oh yeah, it's interesting you're expected to do that. If combat gets too stressful, hit the spacebar to activate tactical mode. In this mode, you will not control characters directly, but rather give them order. See, I think that's an awkward phrase to use because stress is actually a mechanic in this game. Each order will be added to the queue on the bottom left of the screen. You will also see a mark on your characters on the ground. Right click will cancel the last order in the queue. When it's saying right click, that right click example is something that I kind of configured myself. There are some strange options going on in key bindings, I think they use Z, X, that kind of control, which doesn't work for me, so I changed it to WASD. It's possible it might be due to different keyboard systems in Europe or in America. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure where Sushi is based. I'm tempted to say they're French, but they could actually be English. The original Fear Effect devs were English, so, and a lot of the devs on Sushi are the original Fear Effect devs. There are some missing. Sam Chu, I think his name is a noticeable absence. You know, he was one of the main writers, but we've also got the other main writer also still on the team, so that's really cool. Anyway, I'm rambling. Yeah, tactical mode. Inventory, not including special ammo, is shared between all your characters. That's pretty cool. You know, it means that combat's a lot less messy. 4 to use medkit, 5 to lower your stress, 6 to increase it. Increasing your stress is a kind of odd idea, but there are some advantages and disadvantages about having high stress. It's like having higher stress is high risk, high reward kind of deal. You'll sometimes come across special quest objects. Hit 7 to use them when required. That's kind of odd because if you're carrying multiple quest objects, wouldn't you want different buttons for different ones? Like say if I'm carrying a fuse and a key, I don't want to jam the key into the fuse box and give myself an electrocution, you know. I'd probably want to pick, okay, I want to use the fuse in the fuse box and not try to jam the fuse into the keyhole. But this is in alpha, you know, this is early alpha, so everything you're seeing here may and probably will be changed to some degree. I already know there are some things missing from this, so like mechanics wise, I mean, when an object can be looted from the environment or the body of dead enemy, press F to hit loot. You're ready! Apply. Once the guard is defeated, the demo will start. Yeah, so paused.
Be careful.
Hang on. I mean, yeah, so this space occupies 2 squares, but only 1 person can occupy at a time. Again, I think part of this is a case of, well, give them a shock. Yeah, I think part of this is its nature of alpha, so start game. Let's get in. Oh Christ, I am so excited. I mean, this is... Shh. Yeah, John Platten worked on the original Fear Effect. Damn, Glass has really long hair.
I thought weather stations were more basic. Wouldn't want to get caught out in the cold here.
Cold is the least of his problems. Correction, was the least.
I don't think a bear did that. Wounds are too surgical.
And the meal isn't finished. What's messing things up here?
Glass, how many are there?
More than we were told by our informers in Nuke. Must be something interesting.
Like a statuette, for instance? And there's something more to protect, apparently.
And Iluwak. He has a role in this. He was always one for an ugly death. Hannah, how do we do this?
No ceremony. We're already spotted.
Okay. Hang on, I'm gonna go into this tactical mode because I'll leave those forts until the end, but let's... Gross. Yeah, so they're on auto kind of deal. Whew. Scary. Yeah, so... Ooh. Soothing drug. Take your soothing drugs. There's some knives for Axel.
Quite tenacious.
Afraid or paid well? Perhaps both? Could be a tough fight inside.
Better than freezing our asses off out here. I'm cold.
As usual.
I did mean the weather. Maybe.
I know. Be on your toes.
Alright. I'm gonna leave. We're gonna have to have a talk about Deke and Glass right at the end. Right, so I mean, as you can see, each character has their own fear of anxiety level, and they have their own health level. And basically, anxiety levels they can be increased over time to a point where they will up to certain things happening. Ooh.
Axel, Rain, you cover us. We don't know how many
Axel.
there are inside, but they know that we're here. Glass, Deke, ready?
Son of a. Hana, it's Ilawak.
You're sure it's him?
I said it, didn't I?
We don't have the numbers to split up.
I count as a couple, yeah? I can go with Glass. If there's a commando in the warehouse, we need to avoid being attacked from the rear.
At the slightest sign of trouble,
We don't do what we usually do?
you withdraw. We stay always in contact, and if we need you, you get your butt back here immediately.
That's interesting. Right, so, I mean, that kind of cutscene where he leans in close is kind of hinting at a...
Someone tried to crack the system and failed.
It's hinting at a very particular plot point that kind of was going to be resolved in the Fear Effect 3 called Fear Effect Inferno, where in Fear Effect 1 there was this kind of hint of a relationship between Hannah, that female character in white, and Glass, the guy who just leaned in close to kind of get a smell of her breath for whatever goddamn reason. Fear Effect 2, there was... strong is an understatement.
Oh, aye.
There were strong hints that Hannah and Rain, the female character with the pink coat, were having a fling, and Fear Effect Inferno was going to resolve this love triangle. So, maybe they will. Axel is the new character. He's the guy in this group. He's meant to be French, I think. I don't know how French he actually is. There's no way to reload and... there's no way to reload right now, which is a shame. Alright, I honestly thought there was going to be something to do in here. I guess not. Right, let's run on. Yeah, so... let's have a look. Hopefully I'm not missing something big. Can't get in cover. Oh, he's blue all of a sudden. Alright. Fair enough.
Great. Print scanner, biometrics. Couldn't they use a door code like everyone else?
I think I'm gonna have to replay through Fear Effect because I don't remember Rain being this fucking sassy. Whoops, swearing. I don't know. Maybe I might be totally misremembering
We need a print to open that lock. But it looks like the key's dead.
Yeah!
His hand is in good condition.
Still pragmatic.
Then again, this is early alpha, so, you know, oddly, because it's alpha, I have a lot easier time criticizing the head out of this game because there's a chance things will be altered.
Room after room.
Watch for civilians.
Yes, keep collateral damage to minimum if possible.
We're covering you.
Alright, so those two body screens, if I recall correctly, those aren't final, not even in the closest. They're going to be altered a bit, so. But yeah, room from room. I don't know what. Yeah, that conversation could have been more ambient. In the final version, I don't think they really need to dedicate a moment to kind of say, by the way, let's clear everything out room by room. So, shame I can't reload. I don't know why that is. Oh, I'm not sure if I should have done that. There's a chance I missed something. Yeah. I'm gonna double check that locker room. Is there anything in the locker room? Yeti spaghetti. There. There you go. Oh, dark. Oh, he went. That guard earlier when I was saying, oh, that's weird. He went blue. It's because he went behind cover. All right. I mean, there's no stealth mechanics, so it's like, Beautiful. Alright, I don't know. That AI. That was beautiful. And all the other AI is just like, oh yeah, that gunfire, you know, it happens, don't worry. Sometimes they just have Ooh. Sometimes they just use surgical equipment as like at target range. Oh Christ. I mean, there's these two abilities. I'm not actually entirely sure what they do. You know what? I'll use them in the next battle. We'll find out what they do. Oh god. He just suddenly could have done with.
But what the hell is he doing in here?
Nothing related to art traffic. Unless the artist uses scalpels.
It stinks of death and something else.
I don't get everything, but it looks like autopsy reports, DNA research.
This wasn't genetics. Look at the amount of blood.
Some names remind me what I saw in Nook's library.
Areas?
More legends.
Mythology and surgery. Seriously, I don't get it.
It tracks with what Glass told us about Eluac, and I really don't like it. Let's stay focused and hurry.
Yeah, I'm gonna use those dark things. The third thing on that list's just been disabled for now. You know. Oh, it stuns them. Alright. Let's find out what knives do. Heavy damage? I think. Oh my god, that animation, that's great. so heal him. Definitely heal her. I think I found out that 2 for her is shock, so... Ooh, there's med kit. Yeah. Yep. We don't have a code yet, so let's go find it. Okay, I'm not sure if they needed to mention medikit, you know. Medikit times 2 would have worked. And again, I'm in petty mode. You know, this is an alpha, so... The day I was hired, how many cats I have, my wife or my child. What? That is a really strange third sentence. 2841, you have no secrets from me, Josh. That is such a strange question. Alright. I mean, it sounds as though it's the beginnings of a riddle. Like they used in the original Fear Effect. And those were kind of always interesting, where you would have to kind of scramble together flakes of knowledge. They were never quite the type of puzzle where you had to really think hard what the hell you're doing. There you go. They were never the types of puzzles where you had to really think about what you were doing, but, you know, kind of interesting stuff. Oh Christ, this is gonna be good. Right, so... And I got the puzzle wrong. This is why you don't mess up on puzzles. I really hope it's not gonna kick me to the start. Oh, right, restart the puzzle. I'm fine with that. So, I don't know what that part's about. Damn it. Yeah, I've messed it up. Yep, please skip. Thank you. Whew, I'm so glad I actually got to skip that. There. I don't know what that's all about. Oh, that's got to hit the bottom at the same time. There? Oh no, they all have to be in the middle, of course. Right, so... Yeah, so this is going to be a bit of a pain. There you go. Beautiful. Doo-doo-doo. Running through the... Christ. Oh Christ, that's a lot. What did you do, Rain? What did you do? Damn it. Yep, I messed up there. I'll run this on to half an hour mark and then I'll give up. So we gotta stick together, make sure we don't. Interesting. Alright, so stick together, crew.
Well, that opens a new dimension.
And I hate this idea.
Can't be just a coincidence. The ambassador was reminding me something, and now this? Genetic experiments to create hybrids? I don't know what Eluak and his pack are preparing, but it has nothing to do with our collection. Axel, what's hidden here?
I only had intel about ancient stolen artifacts.
Ancient.
Don't believe a word.
Need a T in that.
Like she said.
And 2 well-organized commandos, but that's it. I know as much as you do.
Be glad you don't, because I faced things like this before.
Let's finish this. Quickly.
Also interesting that they're using American spelling. Great, hide behind the corpse. Alright, so... Oh, yeah, I remember. It's all about Wendigos. I knew... Like, I was trying to remember what mythology they're going off from. And it's not like the previous ones where they were referencing Chinese mythology. Any day now? Do you want to get involved? Oh Christ, we're dying. This is a losing battle. Not good. Made worse that I generally don't know where to go, so I could have avoided some fights. You know, let's have one close to having a panic attack and the other one okay. Tank that damage, Hannah. If I recall correctly, those who are panicked, like have a higher anxiety level. They do more damage, but they're more vulnerable to damage. You know, glass cannon situation. While those.
That's it, everything here's covered. Interesting things must be beyond this lift.
I don't see how. Crane, can we use it from here?
We should, but the circuit doesn't seem to power this part.
What can we do?
We need to redirect the power, at least partially. But I don't remember anything related in the rooms we crossed.
Outside?
Same, nothing. But maybe where Deke and Glass are.
Glass, Deke, are you in the warehouse?
Nearly. We had a blast meeting the welcome committee.
But no trace of Eluak. Your side?
We're at a lift we can't use. Rain says that power needs to be redirected to it from another part of the lab.
Well, hello from another part of the lab.
That's what we were thinking.
Not outside. We'll look around, see if we notice something.
Right, and then... I mean, it's meant to be just one level of fair effect. Sedna. Yep, that's a good sign.
Must be the maid's day off.
More like year.
Don't like it. Too many places to hide.
And die.
Okay, now I like it better.
Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. Come on, Deke. There's not really much hiding places, you know. Come on. He wouldn't do it. Oh, it was because I wasn't holding down left. It was because I wasn't holding it down.
Must be the maid's day off.
More like year.
Don't like it. Too many places to hide.
And die.
Okay, now I like it better.
Alright, so... Yeah! Medikits. Hello. Alright, that's stuck. There's nowhere to hide. Hang on. Come on, Deke. No, Deke, no! Yeah, that's... Oh, there you go. Yeah, problem is the tactics part hasn't really been fully realized.
No trace of
yet, so-
Ilowak, but enough stuff for a small army. What the hell are they preparing here?
If we were stockpiling this much firepower, what would we do with it?
Nothing good.
Yeah, but it'd be fun.
Man, Deke wasn't this bad in Hello. Tank that damage, Glass. Tank it all.
Well, that explains the smell.
Bone collecting fits with Ilowak's personality, but I doubt it would be to decorate his room.
Rest of material is nice. Top quality, actually.
That means absolutely nothing for me right now, so... It's a shame you can't actually hold on to this information. Oh, Christ. Hooray! Deke can now use more napalm. I'm gonna use Deke for a bit. Glass. Don't do
Wait
this.
for me.
Nope. Yep. I'll think I'll be surprised if I can take down this boss. This looks really hard. Like, going to crush my head hard. Part of the problem is this AI is just like, you know what, let's go out into the open. Could be useless. She's got a head injury. Oh Christ. This is where I die. Yep. I don't think it's gonna happen, so I'm gonna call it here. It's just right now the tactical layout hasn't been fully developed, I don't think, so you know, characters seem to act on their own and run out into the open and get themselves shot. Hang on, is there a way I can stop this goddamn music? There. So you know, there's not quite enough tactics for me to be like, okay, yeah, I'll be able to defeat this boss, you know. I don't know, maybe I'm just bad. Oh, and when I was saying that we need to have a talk about Deacon Glass, so Glass always kind of had a rugged cockiness to his voice, you know. It was kind of gravelly, but the type of but kind of a medium level of gravel. That was too deep of a Glass voice. Way too deep. Way too deep. It's kind of weird how deep his voice has gotten between the events of Fear Effect 1 and Fear Effect Sedna. Like, it's kind of huge difference. And Deke's voice, from what I remember, was not that light. You know, his voice was a lot more deeper than that. You know, it felt a bit too light for Deke. And yeah, like, I remember Deke's voice kind of being a bit deeper. So it's kind of weird they got the tones kind of switched. I also don't remember Deke being that bad in terms of, like, sociopathic. Like, and I say sociopathic, not psychopathic. There is a difference. So, Deke in Fear Effect 1, because he doesn't really appear in Fear Effect 2, from what I remember. Deke in Fear Effect 1 was pragmatic to a sociopathic level. You know, he would just gun someone down because he can, you know, and because that there's no reason not to, and plus they won't come back to haunt him, you know. It was always that. He wasn't ever the type to be like, I want to kill everyone. which they seem to be kind of leaning towards with Deke. I don't know, I think the subtleties of Deke is now kind of gone away a bit. I think that the banter kind of suggests that Deke's a lot more kind of... He's more in it for the killing than for the money, which is weird because Fear Effect 1, he was in it for the money no matter what. While Glass was kind of the middle piece where he was just like, you know what, I'm in it for the money, but if I'm up for vengeance, you know, kind of deal. While Hannah was the good side of the party, where she was just like, you know what, I'm in it for the money as well, but we should do this. You know, she was the moral compass of the group. Not in a paladin-esque, but more just, we're all bad people, but she's the least bad. Rain, she feels a bit snarky, but I think it's might be a problem where I'm just misremembering what Rain was like in Fear Effect 2. Axel, I can't get a feel of him quite yet. Right now, you know, Axel is Axel. It's nice that they didn't play up his French accent too heavily, so that's kind of nice. On the flip side, I'm not too thrilled about Hannah's accent. I think that Hannah feels a bit too Americanized. Because keep in mind, Hannah's not American. She's actually not. From what I remember, she's at least half Chinese. I think half something else. So the original voice actor was kind of light enough and kind of reflected that, while this one a bit less so. I don't know. Maybe it's a budget problem, but I'm kind of not too thrilled about these voice actors. Hannah and Rain and Axel are serviceable, but Glass and Deke, there's problems. Like, I would almost recommend these go back to the recording booth. I don't recall hearing if these were going to be final recordings. I kind of hope not. Like, I'd be surprised if they were, but when I'm saying I think these might be final, I mean in the terms of the voice actor choice, you know. And I think I would go as far as to say there's a Glass and Deke might need a recasting, because I think they work for people who are not familiar with Fear Effect. I don't think they work for those who are familiar with Fear Effect, because they're going to be, like me, I'm mentally comparing the Fear Effect, the original two Fear Effects, with this Fear Effect, which I know they can't get the same voice actor, so I'd be surprised if it sounded the same, but this sounds way too off. Way too off, you know. I don't know, maybe I'm complaining over nothing. Gameplay-wise, there's a lot to go. There's potential, but there's a lot to go, and I think part of the problem right now for me is it feels too action-orientated. It feels like it's trying to have a battle with itself, trying to decide whether it wants to be an action-orientated strategy title, or if it's trying to be a strategic isometric shooter, you know. And I think it would do better to lean towards strategic than action, because it's just, right now, it feels like I'm playing things too fast, too loose, burning through medikits left, right, and centre, you know. Graphically, it's fine, besides that, with the gameplay, I think it's mostly fine, you know. There's nothing else really to speak of. Yeah, I mean, I'll probably play this once or twice more, kind of studying parts of it. So there'll be a written preview, but this was my first impressions of Fear Effect Sedna, and it's developing in an interesting way. I wouldn't say in a good or bad way, because there are problems, but there are positives, and I think, and I admit some of the problems I have, boil down to being a Fear Effect fan, and perhaps being a bit, potentially being a bit too clingy to the original, to, I don't know. I think there's some flanderization going on here, where some characters are being exaggerated, while having their subtleties decreased. I think that the voice actor of Glass, Deke, isn't too great. I think that the gameplay has a lot to go, but welcome to an alpha, enjoy your stay. You know, it's an alpha, of course it has a lot to go. I think my biggest question mark, funny enough, isn't actually the voice acting, but rather the direction of the gameplay. You know, that's going to be the big overriding question. I think that's going to be the thing that could make or break Fear Effect Sedna. How they handle strategic elements with next to action elements. Because it's fine in theory to go with a hybrid action strategic, but it's like, it's that peanut butter and jam kind of quandary, you know, or Americans call it peanut butter and jelly. Sometimes if you mix two things together, you don't necessarily get a good thing. And I think in this case, if they went full-on hybrid, like 50-50, I don't think it'll end well, so I think they'll need to lean towards one side or the other, and I think it would be better if it leaned towards a more strategic edge, which I admit, not faithful to Fear Effect, but then again, it was kind of obvious gameplay-wise it wasn't going to be that close to the original Fear Effect, and that's fine to reinvent. Just, I would prefer good gameplay over faithful gameplay, especially since the original two Fear Effects had their mechanical problems. Anyway, so I've been rambling on nearly 50 minutes, and that's because I really care about this title. You know, I really want Fear Effect Sedna to work, and there is a lot of potential here. Right now you can't, I don't believe you can pre-order this, but if you're interested in this title, sorry, if you're interested in this title, check out the Steam page that they've got going on. Shove it on your wish list, pre-order it when it appears. There will also be a full preview article below that you can read. Possibly dashing over a few of the issues I've mentioned, possibly mentioning more, with an overall, this is yay or nay, which honestly I think will be a remains to be seen kind of territory, as is the nature of alphas. You can also find me on Twitter. I've included the address below, but if you don't want to look below, at Riobux. Yeah, my Twitter handle is at Riobux. And yeah, thank you for watching. I'll jump it back to the, nope, can't do it that way. No, I'll jump back to the title. So we got that cool crisp music and viewpoint. So, until next time, bye!